Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. Welcome to our next episode of Dishing with Diamonds. Y'all, I have the honor and privilege and joy to bring you none other, Timmy Yancey, all the way from Arkansas. Hey, Timmy.
Hey, everybody. What's up?
Woo! Okay, so here's the thing. Before we get started, y'all know I have to do our due diligence and remind you that this is not Plexus Corporation sponsored. Our story is just that. It's our story. We are not making any health claims. We are not making any financial claims. We are simply sharing our personal experience with Plexus Worldwide. And so for those of you that need to know, or need a reminder, I should say, Timmy is a diamond with Plexus, and she is all things amazing. She's entertaining. She is spontaneous. She's an influencer, and I have so much fun every single time I'm around her. I wish we lived closer because I'm pretty sure that could get a little bit dangerous. So thanks, Timmy, for sharing your time with us today.
You're so welcome. Thanks for asking me. I'm excited.
Good. So as this team knows, we just simply have a conversation. I'm going to ask you some questions, and it's just you and I back and forth, just sharing your Plexus journey with us. Okay. So my first question for you is, describe to me what life was like before Plexus.
Okay, well, I have to preface this by saying I'm kind of a hot mess today. This is what Plexus Freedom is about. I'm home. My little girl had a filling at the dentist. She's a little cracked out in the room with me. I'm like, this is the real deal, honey. But life before Plexus, I have 2 college degrees, and I had 2 really good careers before Plexus. I was a magazine editor for our state's largest publication and did a fashion segment on our ABC affiliate once a month for 4 years. I loved it. Didn't make enough money. Went back and got a second degree, and I did pediatric occupational therapy for about a year and a half before I had Hendrix, our last kid. And so when I found Plexus, I was a full-time stay-at-home mom. That's all I wanted to do. I loved my career, but I just felt like I was halfway doing it because my heart was somewhere else. And so my husband is an entrepreneur. He's worked hard. We own several businesses and rental properties. And so he had already fired me from his companies. I was not a great employee, but I'm really good at keeping kids alive. So when I found Plexus, I was a stay-at-home mom. I would help Jake as needed. And we really had a great life before Plexus. We didn't think we needed the business. In fact, my husband, I'll tell you all about this in a little bit, but my husband told me we weren't doing the business. And like any great wife, I didn't listen.
Well, and I think that that's so relevant to so many people's story, is that so many times, more often than not, people join for the products. We love the products, but many have said, I'm not doing the business side of it. But
oh my gosh.
You know it because you opened your mouth, right? You're in business. Right?
I know. And that's how I got started. I was that annoying customer friend. I asked Christy Hull about Plexus, and then it was crickets for 7 months. I didn't say anything else to her about it. So don't give up on people that you don't hear back from. I was watching her, and I was making sure she wasn't going to die, honestly. And she kept getting cuter and happier, and she just loved the products more, and she was so consistent. And so I thought, I want to lose a little bit of weight. I'm going to give this a try. I want to sign up for the cheapest way possible. I literally told Christy, I'm not selling this. Don't get your hopes up. And I have a big mouth. And like I said, my first degree is journalism PR. And I was always taught in my communication classes that omission is a form of a lie. So I've always felt like if I kept things from people that, were helpful, were important, were things they needed to know, that I was lying. And I don't want to be a liar. So I just couldn't keep my mouth shut once I just really felt the health benefits from the products.
That's so awesome. I think that statement there was super powerful. Omission,
Yeah,
a lie. You know, we've talked about this on our team where I've said, you know, simply by not sharing this, don't you think we have a moral obligation? If something has helped us so much, to not share it. And I love the way you just put that in a nutshell, because I'm pretty sure I botch it up every time I say it.
yeah.
It's, you know, omission is a lie. So put that on your heart, team.
Seriously, think about it when you get on the stand, like say you see some major crime going on. Omission is a lie, honey. You don't tell something you saw, you going down.
Awesome. So basically, so I want to make sure we covered this question, and I feel like we did.
Okay.
Casey Hull introduced you to Plexus, but it really, you questioned her about it. You saw her posting.
Yeah.
You said, hey, tell me more. And then you went radio silent for 7 months. And then you decided to try it out.
Yes. And here's a fun fact. I don't know if there's any country music fans on this call, but I found out about Plexus in Justin Moore's personal backstage dressing room. You know, it's Christy. He's Christy's cousin.
Oh, you know what? I did not know that.
Yeah. And so we were at Justin's concert I think we were in like Mississippi. And so we were literally in his like backstage VIP dressing area room. Yeah.
Fancy. Well, I would expect nothing less for you to have found out about it in such a fancy way.
I feel like that's such a fun piece of the story. But yeah, like I didn't know, and this is important for people to know. When I started telling people about Plexus, I didn't know anything about the products. I'm still not a product guru. Like you would think, like Diamond, who's been in it almost 3 years in May, you should know everything. I don't. I get questions now and I'm like, I don't know. So I didn't know anything about the products. I didn't know anything about the compensation plan. I just shared with people and I was excited, and excitement trumps knowledge any day of the week. So
absolutely it does. And you know, I love that you said that. And you know, we talked about real life, and so now here's the dog. He always gets in on the action.
Yes, he's so cute.
So anyways, but you know, to not know everything is okay. And
oh my gosh.
I told people, and you know, I think you're kind of opening this window for me to share this, is that I used my catalog as my kind of my Plexus Bible. Everything I needed to know was in that catalog. And now the catalog is so much better. Oh my gosh, it's a million times better. And use that because, and then if you don't know, did y'all hear Timmy say? She says, I don't know. And then she goes and either tries to find out or points them towards resources to help them be their own advocate. But you know, your passion is what's going to get you through on this for sure.
Yeah, and people don't care about you knowing the answers. They care about you being reliable and considerate and finding the answers and going back to them in a timely manner. That's all that people care about.
That's right. I love that. So, okay, talk to me about your journey. So you tried the products, loved the products, couldn't keep your mouth shut. Now, for those of you that don't know, Timmy's husband is Jake Yancey. And
he's the world's largest Plexus ambassador.
He is. I mean, he's what? Like
he's 6'10". He's 6'10" with a size 17 shoe. He's giant.
So yes, he is. You will not miss him ever in a room. But, so they're both involved in the business, and we heard her say earlier. Jake said, "We're not doing this." So walk us through what your journey.
Okay. So I started the Plexus products. Didn't even tell Jake. He kept saying, you seem so much happier and nicer. And honestly, I don't know how you go from amazingly, perfectly nice to even nicer, but I guess that's a miracle from above. I'll never understand. But, so the first 3 weeks that I was sharing the Plexus products, I was in Destin, Florida with my family on a vacation. Okay. So that to me tells you can literally work your Plexus business from anywhere. In those 3 weeks, I fast started to almost senior gold and did not even realize that fast start was a thing. We had no idea. I got my paycheck when I got home and text Christy and I said, this cannot be right. And at this point they paid you all lump sum together. So it was like crazy money. I mean, crazy money. And I said, what is all this fast start? And we had no idea. And Jake, you would think, would be moved by money, but he was not. He was like, okay, now I'm really sure this is illegal. Go cash the check, and we're going to figure out how to get you out of this when you get back from the bank. Because we got mailed checks. Remember when we used to get checks in the mail?
But go cash that check, but then we're going to figure out.
Yeah. And you guys, like, literally, he was a skeptic for 4 months. He didn't tell me, he wasn't negative to me, but he was very, what's wrong, sissy?
Oh, what happened?
She slipped and bumped her head.
Oh, no, come here.
Come lay down right here. Oh. And so.
We can break for a second if you need to. I can take you first.
What? How did you slip?
This is what we do.
My Barbies, and I was sitting down, and I was leaning over for a second, and I bumped my head.
Okay, we'll just chill out right here. We're not going. She's a little drunk. She don't know how she slipped. She said she was sitting and fell over.
Bless her heart. Well, she's not literally drunk.
No. She's had some good dentist medicines.
She's had tooth pulled today, and they drug our kiddos up a lot.
Yes, no, she's had some laughing gas, so she's But okay, so he literally vetted the company, vetted the products, stalked my customers to make sure they were having awesome results. I won the Silver Star trip. He was faking phone calls, he said, I know what it's like to be a recruit for a Division I college. Everything is like glitter and wonderful while the recruit is there. And so he was like, I wanted to go to rooms. Hey, hen, come sit down, sister. Nope, come sit down. He said, I wanted to see what was going on behind the scenes. So he was like trying to find the room where he thought like kids would be counting pills. And we left. That is when we left corporate, and that was what changed it for Jake, is he got to see the company, he got to see the employees, he got to meet Alec and Tarl, and he was like, this is legit. And that's when he joined my team. And in 2.5 years, Jake is almost Sapphire, I'm Diamond. It's been the best decision that we've ever made. And it was totally by accident, but I'm telling you, best decision we've ever made in our life.
I love that. So you've been with Plexus almost 3 years? 3 years?
3 years, the end of May. So I joined like May 17th.
Okay.
I did not tell anyone I was doing Plexus until June 1st. So I didn't even start working my business until June 1st. And so I really kind of fast started in 2 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
That's pretty powerful.
Mm-hmm.
So that's amazing. And so walk me through, how long did it take to get to Diamond, just to give our audience a reference?
Okay. Yeah. So I went to Emerald in 7 months.
Okay.
And Sapphire by 11 months.
Okay.
And when I got to Sapphire, I had not been developing myself as a leader. Mm-hmm. And I was struggling with some self-sabotage. Like I was kind of telling myself, you're not a great leader. It's okay. You're really good at recruiting, but this is an accident. You're okay. Like I thought I was giving myself a break, and I was really feeding myself negative self-talk. And so I sat at Sapphire for longer than it took me to get there.
Wow.
I sat at Sapphire for a year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everyone's journey is different.
Yeah.
So you've been with Plexus almost 3 years now, and we know, just have, as in life, there's ups and there's down, and there are downs. So how do you stay motivated? How do you continue to just keep moving forward? Yeah,
it's so important for people to know. There are ebbs and flows in your business. That is totally, totally, totally normal. Jake and I are we're two of people that have the highest number of personal sponsored recruits. Okay. We have a ton of level ones, but guess what?
Y'all have it. That's a question. I don't know that I asked put on there, but and y'all,
don't get discouraged. Do not get discouraged. The average Diamond Ambassador has like 30 level ones. Okay. So we're just freaks. We love to talk to people. So Jake and I have personally sponsored about 400. Yeah. And so, but we have ebbs and flows in our business. We have months where it is dry as a bone, y'all. That's for those of you who are on here in Texas Southern. That's a saying, and it's okay. But the way that I keep myself motivated, if I feel like I'm going through a slump in my business, I work hard to personally recruit. Mm-hmm. If you feel like your team is not on fire, if you feel like your team is dwindling, they are following by example. So there's nothing that is going to refresh you in this business more than personally sponsoring someone yourself.
Yeah, okay, so what I say to people all the time is the cure to any problem in your business is to get into activity.
Yeah, action, taking action.
Mm-hmm. So
absolutely. Well, hey, you've already heard it from her. That is 100%. When I feel discouraged in my business, I just work harder to personally sponsor. Don't get in a slump of being a manager to your team, because they need a manager ever so often, but they really need someone that they can look up to who's paving the way and doing the things that you're supposed to be doing on a personal level.
Absolutely. Well, Timmy just says it better than I do. Y'all heard me say it, but she just says it way, way better than I do.
Well, good. I'm glad my journalism degree is being used then.
Oh, yay. Okay, but we're keeping your skills fresh, girl.
Yeah. Glad that degree's being, used and didn't go to waste.
It absolutely is. So, okay, do you have like a go-to motivational phrase that?
Yeah. And it's this is my life mantra, and I feel like it fits Plexus perfectly. People will forget what you did. People will forget what you said, but they will never forget how you made them feel. And this business, and I heard Celeste say this, and it's so true. People say, how did you go double diamond in whatever amount of time? And she said, I didn't. It took me 30 whatever years. This is the business of connecting with people. If you are struggling in your business and you feel like people aren't joining you, people aren't listening, you need to, the problem is you need to look at how you're connecting with people. People will join your team for one of two reasons. One, they believe that you're an expert, or two, they trust you. Now, I'm never going to be an expert, so luckily people have connected with me and they feel like they can trust me, because I am not a Rachel Neagle. I'm not, a Sarah Marble. I'm not the product and business experts. So luckily I'm really good at making friends and connecting with people. So that's you are your brand. Okay. I just add Plexus in that. So it's so important to connect with people. And I'm telling you, don't do it just for your business. Do it for your life, because it enriches everything.
That's wisdom. I feel like
so wise in my older years.
You're not old. So, okay, what are some business tips for this crew?
Okay, my top 3 tips that have gotten me to Diamond are things that every single person can do. You may feel like you're doing them, but I want you to really think about it. I felt like I was doing these 3 things the entire time, but I wasn't. Okay, so this is going to take some deep, reflection. My number one tip is you have to have belief. You have to believe in the products, you have to believe in the company, and you have to believe in yourself, okay? If one of those 3 elements is missing in belief, then it's not going to work, okay? If you don't believe in the products, you're a salesperson, and nobody wants to be sold to. So you need to make sure that you're taking these products, try them all out, know how they make you feel. Try the X Factor, try the Mega X. Don't just try and sell them if you don't really know what they're going to be like. So now, obviously, if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure, I'm not telling you to go try Accelerator because that's your homework. But the products that you can try, you need to try them and be a product of the product. Second part to that is you have to believe in this company, okay? Get to friend sidelines, get a running mate, build belief in this. Watch Plexus YouTube videos about our company and belief in yourself. If you don't believe you can do this, whether you believe you can or you believe you can't, you're right. So be cognizant of what you're telling yourself. Like I said, I'm super outgoing, super positive. I never realized I lacked self-esteem. I joke all the time about how the Yanceys were a humble group. The Hendricks, somebody told her the other day they felt like they were walking a movie star into church, and she goes, well, you are, and I'm also a beauty queen. So we do not lack confidence, but you do have to be careful with what you're telling yourself. I thought I was letting myself off the hook by saying, girl, you didn't plan to be a diamond. You didn't plan to be a leader. You're okay. You're doing the best you can, but that's self-sabotage. So what I did is I turned that around and I said, you are an amazing leader and you have the fastest growing team in Plexus. And when I started telling myself that, I felt like a liar because I didn't feel like a good leader, and I didn't have a fast growing team. Nobody was promoting. It was back during the back office times. Anybody know what that is? Yeah, right when we switched over, and it was rough. And so I felt like I was lying, but it came to fruition, and it sounds like some Oprah Winfrey, The Secret junk, right? But I'm telling you, what you tell yourself, you will believe. So number 1, belief. So important. Number 2, do not complicate it. Do not complicate it. Do not overthink it. I message people all the time, and I don't say, and here's another thing. People tend to make it about themselves. I don't say, Rebecca, hi, it's Timmy. I'm sure you've been seeing my post about Plexus. I love this company. Let me tell you why I love it. A lot of times we make it I. Don't complicate it. I message people all the time, and I'm like, hey, girl, you are so funny. That video you posted yesterday about the dog was hilarious. My kids loved it. You're so cute. I have not been able to get you off my mind. I want you on my Plexus team.
I mean, just easy breezy, right?
Easy.
I love how you just said. You just got right to it.
Oh, my gosh. I do. And if they say no, guess what? That just started the conversation. Okay? And here's another trick. I always give people a way out. So, like, after I send that message, I'll send a voice text and I'll say, look, this totally may not be for you, so don't feel weird if it's not. I just really like you and people really admire you, and I know that you could be awesome at this if you wanted to do it. So I don't complicate it. I give people a way out. It's all about building relationships. Your Plexus business is like dating. Don't be the guy that comes in for the makeout on the first date, because that's creepy.
Right.
Okay? As long as you are just chill and you're setting up that second date and you're building on your relationship, you're good. When the girl stops answering your phone calls, you got a problem. But until then, you're good. So everybody on my Plexus team has told me no at one point or another. Nobody's ever said, oh, absolutely. Oh, bye, Celissa. My housekeeper was leaving. Nobody has ever said, oh my gosh, I'll absolutely sign up for Plexus. Give me the website. I'll do it right now. Nobody's ever said that to me. Everybody said something. So just don't complicate it. Okay. Talk to people. It's a numbers game. I've gotten a lot of no's. Have you gotten a lot of no's? Yeah. That's probably the one thing that's the difference between diamonds and silvers is we've gotten a lot of no's and we don't take them personally. A no is a no for right now. Last but not least, and this is the most important part. Y'all ready? Have fun. This is fun. This is not a 9-to-5 job, okay? Like I told you, people are drawn to lifestyle. People are drawn to excitement. People are drawn to hope, okay? If you have belief and you don't complicate it and you have fun, people are going to be drawn to that, okay? I have worked jobs that are not fun. This is fun. Most people are not in this for life or death. Most people are not like, if I don't succeed in Plexus right now, my life is over. For most people, Plexus is an added bonus. Like, it can help change your life. So just have fun with it and know that it can be everything you want it to be, but you have got to have fun with it. If you're not having fun with it, you're going to be burnt out just like any other job, any other thing in the world. So,
well, and you made a great point. If you're not having fun with it, why would they want to join you?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
They're already probably like most Americans, in a situation, in a job that they're not having fun at. So why would they leave what they already know?
Yeah.
Something they don't know, to feel like they're not going to have fun doing this.
Yeah, and I'm a blue personality, so literally that's the only reason I joined Plexus, is because it seemed like fun. I'm like, well, this is fun, like, and so many people are looking for things other than just money. People are looking to feel connected. People want to be a part of something. So
they want to make a difference,
Yeah.
But I think at the end of the day, if you're not having some element of fun, right?
Yeah.
Because feeling connected brings you that pleasure of fun. Having fun brings you that pleasure of fun. Making a difference in the world still brings you that, brings you back to that good feeling. So,
Yes.
I love those tips. And I think for me, what stands out is, and Timmy, here's the deal. Every single diamond that's been on this show, the show here, literally, that is the one piece of advice that I think is consistently given, is the belief.
Yeah. If you don't believe in it, you're a salesperson, And here's the deal. You can tell the difference. When you go to a car lot and you ask for something in the price of like a Dodge Neon, and they upsell you to like an Escalade, you feel like you're being sold. When you go to the Dillard shoe court and there's this cute girl that's like, girl, let me show you these new shoes that just came in. I'm dying. Like, you can tell, like, she loves those shoes. You can totally tell the difference between those two types of center. And I'm not saying anything about car salesmen. I have those in my family and we love them. I'm just saying there are certain scenarios where you can tell a difference, where you're being sold something versus where somebody truly loves what they're showing you.
Or even, take the car sales, for example. You can tell the difference between the shady shyster salesman versus the guy who's truly just passionate about cars.
Yeah.
Gets you in the best vehicle. Even if there is an upsell involved, he's just passionate about what he does. And so that is the difference. You've got to have passion. Or you are selling snake oil, not because the products are, but because that's what you liken them to.
Yep.
So, okay. We talked about how many level 1s y'all have sponsored, and that's an incredible amount. But I think what that just goes and shows you is that Timmy is connected. She loves talking to people, and she doesn't put an emotional blocker if she's told no. She just keeps on moving to the next person. So that number is not typical, but it is absolutely, it can be your reality if you just get over yourself and move on to the next person. Keep talking, because the more people you talk to, you never know who's going to be that amazing superstar, rock star, whatever you want to call them, on your business.
And don't discriminate. Don't disqualify people because you think they don't need the money, or don't ever do that, because you have no idea what people need. I mean, like I told you guys, we didn't need the money. We didn't need Plexus. And so from the outside in, somebody could have said, well, she doesn't need a job. She's not going to do this. I joined it because I wanted to be involved in something. I wanted to contribute to my family, and I know one of your questions is kind of coming up next about splurges. And that's kind of one of the reasons that I wanted to do this, is to be able to take trips, make memories, drop what I want to do, and go wherever. I mean, we could literally take our kids out of school tomorrow if we wanted to and go anywhere in the world. That you can't buy.
That's freedom, and that's a special feeling to be able to, build that for your family, to build that security, to build, that sense, to know that mom and dad are there, and that you can enjoy the blessings along the way, and that you are difference makers as well.
Yeah.
So that is the next question.
Okay.
Well, actually, let's make it the last question. So
okay.
I have 2 more questions for you. The second to last one being, what is a lesson that you've learned on this journey? You've given us so many nuggets of wisdom. So a
lesson that I've learned is, I've learned so many lessons from this. And that's the cool thing about Plexus, is just when you think you're comfortable in life, taking risks are worth everything. I've learned to embrace the unexpected, take risks, and gosh, I mean, this is something that if you would have asked me 3 years ago if I would be doing, I would have laughed. There is no way in the world that I would have ever considered this. If I hadn't have fallen in love with the products, I would never be doing this. But some of our biggest blessings in life come from things that are totally unexpected. So I've learned to push myself. I did not want to be a Super Saturday speaker. That makes me super nervous. Like, I love Facebook Lives and talking to people one-on-one, but getting in front of 1,000 people on stage in Albany, New York, where I've never been, makes me want to vomit. But I've also learned if I'm going to ask my team to do things that push them out of their comfort zone, I sure as heck better be doing that too. But those are the things that you get the biggest rewards from. So a lesson I've learned is embrace the unexpected, take risks, and just enjoy the ride, because you never know when you're going to look back on the little things in life, and the little things end up being the big things.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I was listening to a call today. I want to share this with you. I was listening to a call today. It was a John Maxwell, the 15 Laws of Growth, and this was like it's a new course that he's doing, and I decided to sign up for it. And today was like the introduction call, and he was talking about that he plays in all these charity golf tournaments, and he had the privilege of playing with a certain player, and I can't remember his name, and so I apologize about that. But afterwards they were at dinner and they were talking, and one of the questions that was asked was, what was the best piece of advice you've ever been given? And they all went around the table, and it came around to this pro golfer, and he said, honestly, the piece of advice, it was from my mother-in-law, and she simply said, welcome the ball. So it's so easy when, and he likened it to a golfer's experience, when you're doing well, you're getting on the green, you're getting holes in ones and whatever other awesome things you do in golf. You're excited about that. You're excited to go putt or drive it or whatever you're doing. But when it's not cooperating, because golf is not necessarily always a game of skill, right? You can be the best player and have the worst day. You're not as welcoming to that ball. And so I thought, well, how appropriate is that for what we do, Timmy? To welcome.
Yeah.
It's easy to be excited about Plexus when we've got 400 people join our team and they're wanting to build a business with them. But as soon as those 400 start saying, oh, I decided I don't want to do this, or the products aren't working for me, or, I decided to go do something else. And, we tend to not welcome those things, but it's through the good and the bad that we get the full experience.
Yeah, and here's what I've learned. The worst day that I've ever had in network marketing is way better than working for someone else at another job when I used to do that, So when you think of it that way, it kind of changes everything for me.
Absolutely. Have fun and welcome the ball, right?
I love that. Yeah, that's a good quote. We need that on some T-shirts.
We do. Welcome the ball. So, okay, last fun question, and this team always knows I end with this one. So tell us some fun things you've been able to do since you've become a diamond.
Well, here's a fun story. So when I started Plexus, my first paycheck was like, and you've already made the preface, don't be posting this on Facebook, y'all. This is top secret. I'm only saying it to y'all. My first paycheck was like $4,000. And it's gone up ever since. But my husband said, if you can make $4,000 a month, whatever you make with, I feel like it'll be worth our time. And whatever you make with Plexus can be your spending money. He didn't think I was going to go diamond, y'all. So that said, we don't blow our whole Plexus sapphire check, or diamond sapphire check, but we do enjoy it. We work hard for it and we enjoy it. So I would say our biggest splurge is we love to travel. So, and that's something that in life, like if you travel with your family, that's memories that can never be taken away. So we like to travel a lot with our children. But I will say my biggest splurge is probably were Christmas. My daughter The only thing she asked for was a kitten from Russia. Literally, Russia. And so she got that, and my son got a VIP experience for the Dallas Cowboys, one of their last games before this playoff game. So he got to go meet the players. I know, that was a hard loss. He's still having trouble with that one. But he got to meet the players and go to their tailgate party and go where they run out. And so we did that on Christmas Day. So we smuggled the Russian kitten into the Gaylord in Texas. Don't tell anybody. To go to the Dallas Cowboys game.
So fun. But I mean, it's all about the experiences and to live a life. You know, she said she's wise with her money. She saves, but she's also being able to enjoy it and create fun, big memories that will last a lifetime. And like she said, no matter what, that cannot be taken away. So I love it. And,
you know, like they said in Hawaii, your family it's your shareholders. So my kids, it's been fun for my kids to see me work hard. I still consider myself a full-time stay-at-home mom. I don't miss anything they do, but they're the shareholders, you know? And so for me to be able to share the money that we make with them for things that they'll remember for their forever, that's the true jewels, if you want to be real corny, in life, you know?
That's fantastic. And I think, you know, when we're able to, you know, spoil the ones that we love, isn't that fun? And it's fun for them too. So I thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome.
Anything else you want to say to this team before we end this awesome time together?
Yeah, I just want to say, you guys, I haven't done anything special. We haven't done anything special. We all start out exactly the same. 0 ambassadors, 0 customers, $34.95 for a business, and then what you do with it is totally up to you. You know, your Plexus journey is like a treadmill. You pay that $34.95, you get access to all these treadmills. You get on it. Now, you can go at any speed you want. You can fast start. You can go and slow and consistent, whatever you have time for on your schedule. If you go full force a couple days and then drop off the face of the planet, when you get back to the gym, it's going to be like starting over, okay? If you get on that treadmill and you see little Miss Hottie Toddy beside you in her booty shorts running and looking so hot, and you start saying, oh, why does she look so good? Why is she running so fast? Why is this working for her? What's going to happen? Well, if you're me, you're probably going to fall off the treadmill and bust your face up. So don't compare yourself. Get on the treadmill. Do something every day. Go at a pace that you can be consistent at and that is comfortable for you. And no matter what, if you do that, you will reach the end goal. It's that easy. There's no tricks.
Perfect. There's no secrets. There's no tricks. You've got to be consistent. You know, consistency is probably one of the number one tips I could ever stress for this business is, you know, and I think you said it well earlier, you know, activity, you know.
Yeah, action, taking action every day. No matter what amount of time you have to devote, do something.
That's awesome. Well, I don't know. I think you may have gained, you know, several thousand new fans out there, and I so appreciate you sharing your time with us this afternoon. Squeezing, in this interview in between your daughter's, surgery, her dental work today. I really appreciate it so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
I enjoyed visiting with you, and I just think you're amazing. So thank you.
I think you're amazing. And you guys have an awesome leader, and she knows how to get to the top. So listen to this chick. She has your best interest in heart.
I adore these people. They're my heart. I'm telling you. So we'll just say goodbye for now. And y'all stay tuned for the next episode. And thanks for tuning in. Bye.
Bye.